Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for Donald John Trump's Wednesday, September 30th. Okay, so the force is in motion for him. Challenges, real feelings, his actions, his karma for the day, one that's been accruing, of course. Let's see, his future, and the outcome. Now, of course, this is the day coming off of the first debate. I haven't asked if he won't show up. We'd have to look at Tuesday's reading for that. I don't remember getting any guidance like that, like he wouldn't show up. So, but you know, extenuating circumstances can prevail. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw the Lenormand to layer over. Okay, so the forces in motion, the challenges, his real feelings, his actions, his future, and the outcome. All right. And we can always layer with another deck if need be, or get extra. So, forces in motion. Yeah, I have the Emperor straight up. That's him, you know, trying to hold on to his power. Ooh, this could also be the authority of the law coming down on him. This could also be, you know, because his tax returns are out now. Which turns out what, you know, that's what was there for, it came through on Monday's reading, which I actually did on Saturday. I don't know if it was in there on Sunday's reading. I have a feeling that it was probably meant for that information to come out on Monday, because we have to remember that it was it just Friday? It was either Friday or Saturday. I can't remember what day that the information came out that it didn't go well for his attorneys in court with Cy Vance Jr. You know, the appellate court that he kept having to go, his attorneys kept, you know, appealing the motion to release his tax records, and I think it was the third time. So that got you know, shoved down in a way that looked really bad for his attorneys. So that might be why that came through for Monday's reading. But then again, you know, thing is, you guys, with tarot, with any divination system, timing is the most challenging thing. You can see the patterns, the trends that are in motion, and then when it actually happens is, you know, to nail it down to a day is pretty challenging. So anyway, this would be the Wednesday after his debate. So the forces in motion just have everything to do with authority and the structure of America, you know, the foundation that we're resting upon, that we're, you know, very, very concerned about. So let's move forward. So his challenge, oh goodness, his challenge is the moon reversed. Wow. Okay, I want to get into these two cards before I lay out the others, because we have to remember these two are more important than, or the most important for the entire reading. So with this moon reversed, we're in that realm of, you know, major confusion. Major confusion. I mean, even straight up, it can be about illusion and lots of fears and, you know, insecure, you know, anxiety, subconscious realms coming up. So, because, I mean, two things we have going on here. It's in the challenge position, which could kind of reverse it, but it's in reverse as well. So yeah, so he's having a really hard time because this is, about him. He's got the law coming down on him. This could even be the IRS. He owes the $100 million to the IRS. I haven't gotten into all the details of the New York Times, but it looked like he has $421 million in loans that are coming due. And I think 300 million of those loans are he has guaranteed personally that doesn't have anything to do with Trump Organization, or he had to guarantee it on top of Trump Org. I'm not sure, but this has to do with his really confused, unhappy place where he doesn't know if he can hold his authority while the law comes down on him. Wow. Okay, how he's really feeling? Oh, yeah. Like broken relationships. Maybe this is Melania's divorcing him. That's very possible. Even though it's not out in the news, I'm pretty certain that that's what's happening. And his actions, he's being very impatient. So this is the Lovers reversed, and then this is Temperance reversed. And then the karma hanging over him, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Yikes. Okay, his future, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, and then of course the last card has to be reversed as well. You guys, I shuffle like this. You know how I shuffle. I did a video on how I shuffle. So if you guys have questions around how I draw the cards and my whole process, I did a separate video on that, so you can look for that in the little library of mine. Okay, so Knight of Cups reversed. Wow. Okay, so he's afraid of authority that's coming in. Wait, I need my sacred chopstick. Kitty named my chopstick, the sacred chopstick. I just think that's hysterical. Okay, so of course he's afraid about the law and about the IRS and authority coming down on him. With his real feelings being the Lovers reversed. Oh Lordy! So he's feeling that besides probably Melania divorcing him, he's feeling like he's questioning. I believe he's questioning he might be finally for the first time in his life questioning his values. Like, uh-oh, what have I done? Because he's done what his dad taught him for the most part, but then he's got his own little evil twist in there. And now he might be wondering, oh, am I aligned with the completely wrong set of values? And can I trust the partnerships that I have aligned myself with? I don't think so. I think that's what this is about. And then what he's actually doing, well, of course he's impatient and he's out of balance. With a Temperance reversed, that has to do with excess. Because it's not, when it's straight up, it's balanced. There's a balanced flow of life. The way you move through life is balanced. Reversed, it's excess. So, of course, he will be acting in excessive ways. He's going to be saying things like, yeah, this is how, with your taxes, this is how all self-employed people or rich people behave. And that's not true. I mean, yes, of course, you do get tax breaks being self-employed, but you have to prove them. You have to have valid documents for them. And yeah, if you're a TV star, you can write off all your hair and makeup. So yeah, that's a valid claim. But all his other excesses, and especially for his family, I doubt that. I mean, there's probably so much in there to just take him down, and he's really worried about that. So he's going to be acting very, very excessively, saying all kinds of crazy things, and he has just remember, because straight up, the reason you're balanced is because you have this long-term vision. You know, you're aligned with the light, right? I mean, this is an archangel here. This is an alignment with the light. And he doesn't have that. I mean, notice the crown here even, and the yellow lilies. Ooh, that's hard to say. Try that. Yellow lilies. But it's like there's the path moving towards, I suppose, your divine light. And so he doesn't have that. That's not happening for him. And his karma with the Knight of Swords reversed, I mean, my goodness, it's terrible either way, straight up or, reversed. But this is a place where his mind is just gone. It just goes crazy. It's like that time I did a video on that where I sat in his, well, I set the intention to not go below the third chakra, but I wanted to sit in his field and figure out like what he's about. And I was kind of doing a health reading on him. Well, there's this huge loop in his brain that goes, it's like the energy goes from his core, like the third chakra, like at your solar plexus. And for him, it shoots straight up into his limbic brain. It bypassed the heart. There was no heart opening connection. I didn't feel the energy connect there. And it went from the third, like straight up to the, like the executive center, like your fifth chakra where you speak and you communicate. And if you're in integrity, then there's a balance between the back and the front, with what you say and what you do will be the same, With him, it just shot up like back of the limbic brain, and it was like kind of like a like a reptile that just like it just shot out of his mouth. So he'll literally like say anything in the moment to either make himself look good or get what he wants. I mean, it's just like tight, icky, awful energy. And then this whole like frontal lobe brain was like really messed up too. So it was really an awful experience just sitting in that, but I felt how how it works for him, how his power works for him. And it's like a big old hot bag of air, honestly. A hot bag of air that's just not connected to the heart, and it's not, I wouldn't go below the third, but I did not feel myself grounded when I was in it either. So, because to be grounded, you have to stop, take a lot of deep breaths. You have to be, like deep down in your body. And when you're there and you're connected up in all of the rest of your energy centers, you're in a peaceful, relaxed place where you don't need to act like he does. So this is like a normal pattern for him. This is that place where he just has utter, disregard for the consequences of his words and his actions. It's like, if it's straight up even, it's like the guy's rushing into battle and he might die, but he doesn't care because that's his thing. And even the horse is scared. Like, dude, what are you making me do? There's no regard for the consequences even straight up, usually. Most of the time, I would say. But reversed, there's an utter disregard for consequences. So no long-term vision, no partnerships to carry you through feeling betrayed and out of touch with partners, or, deals, partnerships, alliances, out of balance, excessive, hot air, doesn't care what he says. And his future is a complete financial disintegration. This is, even straight up, it's like, ooh, you got to balance stuff out, like, ooh, so money's coming in, but it's going right out. And how long are you going to keep that, those plates spinning? How long are you going to be able to, do that? You really need to prioritize. When it's reversed, you're way past that and you haven't gotten the lesson. It's not good at all. It shows his disorganization. And this probably has to do with the declarations on his tax returns as well. They'll show that Trump organization is very disorganized. So, interesting. Now, his future with the Knight of Cups here reversed. That has to do with being really moody and really jealous and, you know, codependent. I think we can just stick with being moody. Moody and jealous. So, okay, let's layer the Lenormand. So we have the celebration, merriment card. So of course, you know, it has to do with partying. It has to do with not really thinking anything more than just thinking about things any more than just what brings you, you know, fun in the moment. It also is the card of, you know, drinking. So even though he says he doesn't drink, I don't know that I've ever really believed that, because he is an addict. And if you're an addict in one area of your life, it's very, you know, possible that you're addicted in other areas, right? I mean, that's how it goes. So the forces in motion here have to do with him being so disorganized in his finances and in his alliances, and now his authority is undermined by the fact that he's an addict. This is a card of addictions as well. Absolutely. Okay, and then so the challenge for the moon card reversed is the bear. That's his bullying ways. That's his, you know, overeating, partying. That's an excessive card as well. And it's also the bear in a negative sense has to do with, in a positive sense, it has to do with your finances and being strong in your finances. In the negative sense, it has to do with jealousy. And it also has to do with eating disorders, unhealthy eating. Wanting to run back to your cave goes with this card too. Okay, and then what he's really feeling. Wow, well, he's finally feeling something. So I think he cares about a little bit about these. Well, of course he cares about these financial relationships that he's losing. And then his actions. Oh my goodness, his actions are going to be very selfish. So the excessive actions, I get this card for him all the time. And one of my awesome viewers, oh, it was Kitty again. She gives me the best information. She reminded me that cats get COVID. And she wanted me to do a reading on him if he'll get COVID. So I don't know, I'm kind of leery on that. I kind of hate going down those dark corridors, but I probably will do it at some point. Then again, he's getting all these treatments to protect him, so it's kind of unlikely, but, you know, I'll try it probably. I'm still sitting with whether or not to do that. But anyway, selfish, just selfish. Selfish and excessive and addicted. And he's having trouble with his relationships. This could be the relationship with his heart. This could be he's feeling heart palpitations, heart problems. Someone else told me that he has an enlarged heart. And I don't know if that's true, but I'd love to know. You know, when you guys send me information, I would love to have like the backup. And you can always email it to me if you can't put the link in YouTube in the comments. Because I know sometimes they have trouble with that. Anyway, his karma, this is interesting. Oh, I just got a hit. His karma is with the voters. His karma is with doing his route. Oh my goodness, there's that too. His karma with, you know, his super spreader events when he's doing his rallies, because he doesn't care about them. Oh, he has karma with all these souls who have crossed over, who have died. As karma with Herman Cain, of course. He died because of his going to his rally. Or was it from the convention? I think it was from the RNC, yeah. Okay, so, oh, obviously I didn't draw enough cards. Okay, so the future. Oh my goodness, Lordy. Okay, so he might wind up being sued in the future. Sued by, so legal. He might be sued in the future because of these widespread super spreader events. Whoa. He may have lawsuits coming down on him in the future. Okay, I got to get that last card in there. Sorry about that. Okay, so outcome. Change for him. Interesting. Okay, so change in what way? Oh, something foreign. Trying to get away. Might be that plan to escape. One more. Yeah, he's wanting to escape the burden. I don't know why, you guys. I just guidance to draw another tarot card too. So I'll just use the same deck. Yeah, definitely. Let's see, do I have these all in frame here? Here, let's do this. Yeah, this doesn't matter anymore. So he's wanting to change. The outcome for his situation is to do what he can to fly the coop and change, and this is to a foreign country because he's so burdened by the law, by the the institution we have here in America. This has to do with, this is more than just let's see, here we go. This is much more. This is much more than the law. This is the law. This is the government institution. This is beyond the law, going into like the IRS. This could be the laws of the IRS and the laws of the government, but this is the actual government. This is the the institutions that hold the keys to trying to have some semblance of control over us. I mean, they're supposed to take our tax money and do good things with it, but so far we've had a lot of abuse. And we have good things too, but of course. It's always about keeping those who have the power in check. I've often wondered do we even really need a president? I've often wondered what if we just had a bunch of oversight committees and they all kept track of each other? Like, maybe that's the way to go in the future. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to sign off before I start babbling or end this babbling. Thanks, you guys. Bye.